The feat recorded during the COVID-19 pandemic to invest more in healthcare infrastructure and step up service delivery.
Adekunle Gold has his highly anticipated fifth album, Secular Ever After, released today.
Reports reaching us says Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has transmitted a list of 39 commissioner nominees and special advisors to the Lagos State House of Assembly. This was contained in a message by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Boyega, a core of 30% women, youth, technocrats, and politicians. In a separate conversation with President Bola Tinubu, United States Vice President Kamala Harris and United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres have expressed strong support for Nigeria's efforts towards the restoration of constitutional order in the Republic of Niger. A statement by the Presidential Advisor on Special Duties, Communications and Strategy, Dele Alake, reveals that the two leaders also commended the Nigerian president, who is chairman of ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, for spearheading the peace moves in Niger after some soldiers from the Presidential Guard had moved to depose President Mohamed Bazoum on Wednesday, July 26, 2023. President Tinubu had promptly rejected the threat to democracy in that country, sending a strong delegation to talk with all the parties with a view to restoring constitutional order in Niger. In her telephone conversation with President Tinubu at the instance of the U.S. authorities, Harris praised the reform initiatives of the federal government, urging the country to continue in that direction. While pledging to support democracy in Africa, including the West African sub-region, Harris also said the United States of America would assist Nigeria in the battle against terrorism. The U.S. Vice President, the United States of America would assist Nigeria in the battle against terrorism. The U.S. Vice President spoke on the need for Africa, including Nigeria, to embrace energy transition. President Tinubu thanked Harris for the call and her words of encouragement on the efforts taken so far on the economy, but added that the developments in Niger Republic dampened spirits. He said ECOWAS under his watch would do all that is necessary to restore democracy in Niger while counting on the support of the U.S. On Nigeria, President Tinubu craved for more private sector investment, urging the U.S. to lead the way in this regard. Speaking with the United Nations Secretary General Guterres, President Tinubu said he was doing everything possible to resolve the impasse in Niger, while expressing hope that the situation in Niger could still be reversed for the better. He said ECOWAS would require the UN support for restoring democracy and building institutions in that country. Guterres had earlier pledged the commitment of the UN to Tinubu's peace efforts in Niger. Moving on of the UN to Tinubu's peace efforts in Niger. Moving on, medical experts are expressing concerns that hepatitis could kill more people than malaria, tuberculosis, and HIV combined by 2040 if current infection rate continues. At a ministerial briefing on 2023 Hepatitis Day, these professionals are calling for quick interventions such as scaling up testing and treatment for the variants of viral hepatitis if Nigeria is to drastically reduce hepatitis prevalence rates before 2020. Elizabeth Omori reports.
Hepatitis, hepatologists say, is an inflammation of the liver that can cause a range of health problems, can be fatal, and kills over 1 million people annually. The global health burden is commonly spread from mother to child at birth and safe sex and exposure to infected blood. A World Health Organization report on hepatitis revealed that more than 90 million people are living with hepatitis in Africa, affecting approximately 296 million people, including children under the age of 5. To reduce the prevalence, key players in healthcare are upscaling advocacy on the disease.
By supporting research in hepatitis, we can discover better treatment options,
improve diagnostics, and ultimately work towards finding a cure for hepatitis B virus.
I would like to urge Nigeria to include services for hepatitis into the minimum service package through which the basic health provision intend to reach the most vulnerable.
They say treatment intervention must be part of integrated primary health care for all ages and funded through domestic sources. Since the disease knows no boundaries, they advocate healthy lifestyle, early testing, screening, and political will of governments to strengthen vaccination surveillance. Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Moving on, efforts to address the welfare of Nigerians and at the same time fast-track ongoing rebuilding process must recognize and encourage the role of Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, made this submission when she received wives of former governors in her office. State House correspondent Nta Ch10 reports.
Since taking over the reins of power on May 29 this year, the current administration has embarked on reforms in various sectors, including energy, education, and agriculture. Even when they promise a lot of dividends, these reforms sometimes attract a bit of temporary inconveniences. Having accepted this fact and taken on the task of providing relief and empowerment for women, children, and other vulnerable groups through our Renewed Hope initiative, Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, is leaving no stone unturned to build a large base that can effectively drive the national program. Her meeting with wives of former governors at the villa is headed in that direction.
These are mothers of this nation in their various stations, and we need them. I can't go everywhere all at once, so I need them to represent the government and to help me with the job. So despite the first ladies are there, nobody is encroaching on anybody. Even if it is reaching out to the next neighbor, it should help. So if we can cushion whatever inconvenience we are going through now, it will go a long way.
Women, she says, are critical to national development and as such should get more roles, a fact that our initiative is willing to push
on deck, like they used to say, for this country to move forward.
From the enthusiasm of our guests, it's obvious that the First Lady and her vision is in the right hands.
What is happening now is a recognition that women matter, that mothers matter, because we have a lot of influence in our country. And so it's not just about bringing former First Ladies together. It's about recognizing the power that women have wherever they are in their local communities, and to understand that we can't achieve any of our development goals as a nation if we do not invest in the empowerment of women.
Prior to this engagement, the First Lady had sought and got the nod of state governors' wives as well as female federal lawmakers for our pet project. In the State House, Nta Ch10, NTA News.
Next up, Lagos State Government is poised to accelerate the process of domesticating the National Health Insurance Authority Act with a view to ensuring that residents have easy access to universal health coverage. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu disclosed this at the maiden edition of the Health Insurance Summit organized by the Lagos State Health Management Agency. Musa Toliat has the details.
A feat recorded during the COVID-19 pandemic served as a wake-up call for Lagos State governments to invest more in healthcare infrastructure and step up service delivery in the health sector. The need to domesticate the new National Health Insurance Authority Act 2022 and accelerate social health insurance coverage in Lagos necessitated the Health Insurance Forum.
Our current enrollment figures, national, from the last figure I heard in an NHIA meeting was about 17.8 million. So which means you will increase our health insurance coverage by 300%.
The issue of primary healthcare centers, there's a huge opportunity with public-private partnerships to actually come together in a collaborative approach, concessioning those primary healthcare sectors to the private sector. State health insurance agencies like LASHMA are very critical to achieve all three dimensions of universal health coverage, but they must have universality of health insurance.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who was represented, urged stakeholders in health sector value chain to key into the National Health Insurance Authority Act, which guarantees affordable, basic healthcare services to citizens across the country.
I have issued an executive order for commencement of the domestication of the NHIA Act and the implementation of the LSHS. This will make it possible for the agency to engage with all key stakeholders and ensure that residents of Lagos State have access to quality and affordable healthcare services, thereby moving the state closer to the attainment of universal health coverage.
We are not here to stifle or in any way repress the private health insurance. Rather, we are supposed to complement each other because they provide health insurance for a different segment of the population. Our responsibility and our target as an agency that's providing social health insurance is the informal sector, the vulnerable, and the MSMEs, just as Mr. Governor said in his speech as well.
The maiden edition of the Lagos State Health Insurance Forum attracted health management organizations, corporate organizations, policymakers, and employers of labor. In Lagos, Musa Ch10, NTA News.
And as the world continues to work towards attaining the Sustainable Development Goals, Lagos State government is working with the Kingdom of the Netherlands to adapt circular economy, which requires turning waste to wealth for environmental sustainability across the metropolis. This formed part of the message by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu at a two-day summit on circular economy hotspots organized by the Ministry of Environment in Lagos. Again, Musa Toliat completes this report. Sports organized by the Ministry of Environment in Lagos. Again, Musa Toliat completes this report.
Circular economy seeks to build a restorative economy through regenerated environmental resources, which supports new forms of economic production and consumption.
Circular economy would provide a different approach to the way we use resources, building models to drive the resilience of systems, services, and goods.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu hinted that Lagos State government will leverage on the outcome of the summit to create a circular economic roadmap to build sustainable business opportunities.
I strongly believe that the current geosocial political climate gives us a unique opportunity, even more for reasons for us to reevaluate the resilience of our value chains to eliminate waste and pollution and circulate products and materials at their highest value and regenerate nature.
The concept of circular economy is already gaining traction in developing countries, and all the innovative ideas we see today is an indication that Nigeria is not left out.
The Kingdom of the Netherlands and United Nations Industrial Development Organization expressed readiness to work with Nigerian government to address environmental sustainability initiatives for economic growth.
We are currently subsidizing the Dutch company Closing the Loop to work on realizing another first, the first electronic waste recycling facility in Africa, also here in Lagos State.
Currently, UNIDO is collaborating with donors, development partners, and national stakeholders to effectively support Nigeria and state governments to manage plastics, solid waste, e-waste, and pollution.
The theme of the two-day event is Towards a Circular and Resourceful Economy, the Future Lagos. Musa Toliat, NTA News.
We'll go on a short break. More reports afterwards. Please stay tuned.
TRS Promotions, in collaboration with Ratau Lagos State Council and Lagos State Sports Commission, present.
Okay, which time you loser? You be loser now? Me loser. I bet play the business where your hand is shake like that. Okay. Okay, play for me. Who did he shake like that? Okay. Okay, play for me. Who did he? People say respect. Just enter frame. They go. This is the Lagos State wide champion in draft of all categories. That is him, Abu. I beg, just give me 10 minutes. I go beat him. You know that he plays for pleasure. I make you a millionaire. Wow. The first international Lagos State dance competition is coming up. Yeah.
The first prize is 3 million naira. The second prize, 2 million naira. And the third prize is 1 million naira. To purchase your ticket, go to www.windraftgame.com or directly from all local government areas in Lagos State, Area Ticket, and many other ticket agencies. TRS, join the fun.
You're welcome back. The Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Command, Idowu Owohunwa has warned perpetrators of crime to desist or face the law. This came on the heels of the launch of Operation Flush to stamp out crime in Lagos. Nwabufo Nwoye has details.
With the recent increase in crime, the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, CP Idowu Owohunwa, has launched Operation Flush to reduce crime and criminality to the barest minimum in the state.
I found those as a call to duty, as a need for us to review in practicals what the actual situation is and the areas we can review our strategies and the operational plan so that we can restore public confidence and reassure them of our capacity to protect them and keep the internal security space within Lagos safe.
CP Idowu, who held a special meeting with all the area commanders and divisional police officers across Lagos State, advised them to discharge their duties diligently, as severe punishment will be given to those who flout the law.
There are serious security situations across Lagos. They are isolated. But like I said, even though they are isolated, it still remains our mandate to make sure that we stabilize such isolated instances, and that's exactly what we are doing.
The 9th Brigade Commandant representatives of the Nigerian Air Force, the Nigerian Navy Area Commander, among other sister agencies, commended the CP Idowu's laudable initiative and assured of their maximum cooperation with the police. The event also featured unveiling of L and steadfastness in Lagos. Nta News.
And moving on, Muslim faithful have been urged to remain resilient, trusting always in Allah for victory and success in whatever difficult situation they find themselves. This was the focus of the sermon at the Jumat service attended today, being the 10th of Muharram, which is the first month of the Islamic calendar in the Nta Lagos Channel 10 Mosque. Details with Jessiton Moses.
10th of Muharram is significant in Islamic calendar as it marks the day Prophet Musa led the Jews across the Red Sea, culminating in victory and freedom from enslavement and autocratic leadership of the Egyptian leader, Pharaoh. Highlighting the significance of the day, faithful noted that it is important to always be resilient, just as the Jews were in their difficult days of hardship and labor in Egypt.
So the prophet, when he asked them when he got to Medina about why are they fasting, they told him that they are fasting because this was the day God saved them from the hand of the Pharaoh. God now, Almighty, the told them that he is more of the family of Musa than the Jew. So therefore, the Sahabas are indulged to fast on the 10th day of Muharram. However, towards the end of the lifetime of the prophet, the Sahabas now went to him and said, most times you always want us to go against the Jew on what they do. What you are asking us to really have our own from you now. The prophet now said, okay, they should fast on the 9th and on the 10th Muharram, and on the 10th for Tashua. What we learn is that we should thank Allah.
In general, were encouraged to keep trusting in God for solutions to their problems while waiting on Him for success. In Lagos, Jessiton Moses, Nta News.
And on entertainment news, Adekunle Gold released his highly anticipated 5th album, Tequila Ever After. This and lots more as we join Augusta Asionye in their beautiful world of entertainment.
The anticipated 5th album, Tequila Ever After, released today. The new album is made up of 18 tracks, including previously released 4 tracks that deliver the hits Party No They Stop and Ogaranya. Tequila Ever After is an album that showcases another high level of Adekunle's gold artistry and his ability to make music that will thrill listeners both home and abroad. Meanwhile, Nigerian-born international gospel sensation Adahehi is back with her latest studio offering, Another Miracle, marking her first official single after a triumphant 3-year run since her acclaimed album, Born of God. Another miracle features a special collaboration with celebrated Congolese French singer and performer Denamwana. Ada Ehi, known for her consistent delivery of exceptional gospel music from Africa, has emerged as a global brand synonymous with creativity and excellence. And on the foreign scene, Babylon has lost a Ken. Bill Cunningham, who provided the voice to Barbie's boyfriend Ken for Mattel during the early 1960s, died on July 15 at his West Hollywood home. He was 96. Born in San Francisco, Cunningham served in the U.S. Navy before finding his foot in Hollywood as a singer. He appeared on Voices of Walter Schumann and the Tennessee and the Ford Show, as well as performed on various movie soundtracks for Fox, Paramount, and Warner Bros. And that's all on entertainment news. I am Augusta Asionye.
And up next is Sports Updates with Gift George.
Football followers have applauded the Super Falcons for their impressive 3-2 victory over the Matildas of Australia in their second group game at the ongoing FIFA Women's World Cup Thursday. Goals from Uche Nakanu, Osinachi Ohale, and Asisat Oshoala, who became the first African to score in 3 FIFA Women World Cups, gave the Nigerian side the victory. With the win, Nigeria top Group B with 4 points from 2 matches and a goal difference over Canada in second place, and Australia in third with 3 points, while Ireland, who plays Nigeria on Monday, is bottom with no points.
A great win yesterday for the Super Falcons. I can't remember the last time I had so much joy watching them. It was so exciting off to the last minute of the game.
Overall, the team showed the class, showed the determination and strength, and played very well. We've always known that once we have the ball in the feet of our attackers in their area, it's a threat to them.
Meanwhile, still on the Women's World Cup, the Nigerian supporters clubs are soliciting the support of the federal government and well-meaning Nigerians to intervene over as injustice over their visa denial by Australia, the co-host of the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup.
It's just surprising and shocking that Australian embassy, who took us unaware, will submit application, all necessary documents asked for was submitted. We paid our visa fee.
They should come to our aid and praise us for what we do. We should be celebrated, not humiliated. This is our selfless, willingness service to our country. We are great ambassadors of Nigeria. We make Nigeria proud.
In athletics, Team Nigeria to the forthcoming World Athletics Championship in Budapest, Hungary, will be competing in 4 relay events at the showpiece. Team Nigeria achieved this feat after 3 failed attempts by the men's 4x100 meters relay team. However, Asaba Delta State offered the men's relay team the opportunity as they grabbed the ticket Thursday at the Warri Grand Prix. The quartet of Ashe Favor, Ajayi Alaba, Akintola, and Gotin Brume ran 38.26 seconds to secure the ticket. With Sports Update, Gibbs George, NTA News.
That concludes the news at 7 on NTA Lagos, Channel 10. Thanks for watching. I am Nta Ch10. Good evening.
Thank you.